Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 23rd episode of Things I Learned. I'm your host, Lorenzo Melcher, coming to you from my house as I'm staring out into my lovely backyard on a Monday evening, recording Things I Learned. Thank you to all of you for always liking, sharing, subscribing, and downloading the podcast, doing whatever you can to help the podcast grow. It is very much appreciated. And always tuning in for the big show. And any random Mondays like I had yesterday, you will miss those if you're not subscribed. So make sure you're subscribed to the podcast wherever you're listening to this. I don't know what that may look like on some apps. Maybe it's a bell. Maybe it's a check mark. Maybe it's just a button that says subscribe. But anything, any way to not miss an episode, make sure you hit that. If you want to be on any of the podcasts, Things I Learned, Random Mondays, The Big Show on Thursdays, the OG, the Nerdball Podcast, just email us at thenerdballpodcast@gmail.com, or you can search any of the social medias and reach us there as well. Speaking of social media, I just learned tonight that I can't go live anymore on Instagram. I got to have 1,000 followers on Instagram, and I have 905. So if some of you aren't subscribed to me on Instagram or following me on Instagram, please follow me so I can go live. I was all excited to go live for this Things I Learned, and then I found out I could not. So please help me out there. Maybe share with your followers on Instagram. Hey, follow Lorenzo so he can get 95 more followers so I can go live. I would also say follow the Nerdball Podcast Instagram page, but that is a bigger task because that is only at 380 some followers. So let's just do my main podcast or my main Instagram feed, and we'll get the other one up there whenever we get the other one. So 23rd episode, Things I Learned. This is the Kalahari edition. Over the weekend, my family went to Kalahari. If people are listening, they don't know what Kalahari is. It is a water park, indoor and outdoor water park. And we spent our last summer weekend before the kids start school this week at Kalahari. So things I learned there. Number one, big Ole Bucket. I don't know how many of you have been to a water park recently, or maybe they've had them for forever. But this one had a kids area. I won't say little kids because there was a little kids area that you couldn't go to unless you were a tiny tyke. But this one was a kid area and has a gigantic bucket that fills with water. And every so often, I didn't get my stopwatch out. Every so often, this big old bucket would spill maybe hundreds of gallons of water on people down below, some unsuspecting. Which, if you're getting hit with this much water and it's unsuspecting, and you're unsuspecting it, then it does come at a shock. But for the most part, everyone knew that it was happening. And it is definitely for all. I love the big old bucket. I love standing under there. Even after the initial wave, it's caught up in all the other plastic ramps and mechanisms, and it's still coming down pretty hard. But it was I liked it. I liked the big old bucket. It hurt coming down on your body, let alone my head, which, if you don't know, I shave my head bald. I say it like it's my choice. It is not my choice. I am bald. But I do have to shave it. So it was hitting my head pretty hard. It stung a little bit, but it was good. Big old bucket. Number one. Number two, waiting game. There are obviously, when you go to any amusement park, water park, anything like that, there is waiting. So we definitely did our fair share of that. One thing that is you don't think about as much, because we've been to Disney World, Cedar Point, Universal Studios. We have our phone. We get to play phone games. Heads Up is one that people play quite a bit. And with water parks, you don't have that option because you don't have your phone. Now, there were some people that had phone waterproof cases that they wore around their neck. I don't need my phone that bad to potentially put it in danger if the waterproof case does not work. But we did not have our phones in line, so we were left to have conversations with our children, and it was great. It was a good time. It was fun to sit there and talk when things would go wrong. We were in line one time, and it was one of these slides where the floor just drops out under you, and it's just a single person ride. The floor drops out under you and you fall, and it was not working properly. Like the door wasn't shutting, And I don't know if they need the door to shut to operate this thing correctly or not. But what I thought was funny was that they didn't even like tell anybody. So people were just standing in this line still waiting. And there was like, be like, can we go on this one of these other ones? And the workers are like, I don't know, ask the people in front of that line. Like they weren't just like, yes, go ahead. You're going to go in front of these people, which most people would be like, yeah, that's fine. You know, they can cut in front of me, whatever. But like they didn't even tell anybody. So it was just weird to like see these people standing there waiting for a ride, a slide that wasn't working, and nobody was saying anything to them at all. They were literally just standing there. And it was funny to me, like, again, to hear them be like, yeah, just ask those people. Like, you work here. If you tell those people, then it'll be okay. Like, they'll listen to you. But they're just a bunch of kids, and they probably didn't want to get into any altercations with park users. I will tell you this, though. There was people that get upset about it. And, like, rightfully so. They kind of got mad. But also, just go on another slide. And it'll be good. Everything will be fine. Just say, excuse me, can I go in front of you? My slide is not working, and I'm good to go. Another time we were waiting for a while because we were on a tube slide, and a family of 3 got stuck. It like spit you out in this big bowl, and they got stuck in the bowl, and we had to wait there for 15 minutes. Not only get them out, we had to wait for someone to go down there and get them out, but also we had to wait for the system to fill back up with water. And I don't think it was quite filled up as much as it should have been when we went down because we almost got stuck, me and my 2 kids. And me and my son just shimmied our way off of it, though, and we were able to continue down the bowl. But I thought it was funny. Anyway, a lot of waiting, whether it's because a ride is broken down or just in general. But that's part of it. But I just thought it was a little different because of things breaking down and not having our phones to play games. Number 3, buffet. This place had this restaurant. It was the Mexican restaurant, but it had an awesome breakfast buffet. And I am pro buffet. I am a big buffet guy. And it had everything. It there was a wall of cereals. There was like 15 different kind of cereals. I didn't eat any of those. If I'm going to have breakfast somewhere, it's going to be eggs. It's going to be potatoes. It's going to be some sort of meat. You give me a breakfast sandwich. I had a lot of different things and loved every second of it. Definitely got my money's worth. I thought it was going to be a little more expensive. It wasn't any more expensive than we would eat at another restaurant, taking a family of 4 out to eat. So it wasn't too bad that way, but it was awesome. It was really good. Again, they had freshly carved sirloin as part of breakfast, eggs. They had a tater tot casserole, which was really good. Some gravy, cheese, different veggies thrown in with some tater tots. Top-notch stuff, It was very, very good. Very good. What else? Yeah, breakfast sandwiches. I love a good breakfast sandwich. And make your own omelet station. I don't think I've ever done a make your own, or not make your own, made to order omelet station. I've never done that. I always feel, I don't know why I don't. Maybe it's because I don't want to stand there for 5-6 minutes while they make an omelet. Although the woman making the omelets, I heard she was very conversationally. She could talk to the guests very well. And so that was like it made the time go by fast, I would imagine, because you're having a good conversation with this woman. But I never do that. I never do it. And maybe someday I will. I also sometimes I feel rushed doing things because it was the day we were leaving and we wanted to get back to the water park and do stuff there. But, yeah, maybe one day. And I'll add that into things I learned, about, ordering your own omelet. Number 4, ropes. Maybe it's well documented on the podcast. I don't know. I do not like heights. My daughter wanted to do the ropes course, and she didn't want to go by herself. So I went with her, and it was so terrifying. So terrifying to be that high up. And it wasn't even probably that high. I mean, first level, I don't know, is 10 feet high. I don't know. 10 feet high. And then next level. So we were probably up 20, 25 feet in the air. Not the most fun time, But it was fun to do it with my daughter. Like, that was cool. I'm glad, she wanted to do it, and she would go first, or on some of them, and I would go first, and we wait for each other. One, it just looked like a pipe you were going across, and my daughter said, I think it's spinning, and she made it across, and it did move a little bit, but I just thought it was like, just moving. Like, it wasn't like super solid. No, that thing definitely spun. Like, she just didn't have enough weight to actually get it to spin, but I did, and I couldn't get off that one fast enough. If I don't know what would happen if I would have went down, and I'm just hanging there. Like, I would have felt so embarrassed to like try to drag myself to the other end, shimmying on all fours on this pipe, hugging this pipe upside down. Maybe it would have been terrible. But that was the most scary. Luckily, that was at the end before we made our way back down. But it was great. I did enjoy it. It was it was terrifying. But so are roller coasters, and I like those. But it was pretty scary. Would I do it again? Probably, especially if my daughter asked me to do it. I would probably do it again. So even if you don't like heights, try ropes course. You're very well secured in. I was just afraid because I'm a big old guy, like how that would look or how that would go if I were to misstep and be dangling in the air. So number 4, ropes. Number 5, memories. I think this is the most important part of it, right? There's a reason we went. It's because my wife thought it would be a good idea to, one last weekend of summer, and it was good. The drive down was fun. It's about an hour away, so it wasn't too long. Being in the water park all together, we couldn't ride any of the rides as a family of 4, but we could go in 2s, so that was fun. Getting my daughter to go on as many slides as she did, because it took her a little bit of a while to open up to the wonderful world of slides. And obviously, having dinners there, eating breakfast, having a day, sleeping in the same hotel, like all that's part of family vacations. And although this was just a one-nighter, it is still something we think about. We usually buy an ornament for something we did that year, and we were able to find a Christmas ornament there. So now we can remember it. Like, oh yeah, remember when we went to Kalahari that one time, and Dad almost shit his pants on the ropes course. But it's again, making memories obviously is the most important thing, and I'm glad we went. It was one of those things like, yeah, we can go, and I'm tired and exhausted, but that's just life, right? Especially with kids, you're gonna be tired, you're gonna be exhausted, but you need to do these things, and you should do these things, and we did do this thing. It was a lot of fun. So that was number 5, memories. So that is the things I learned, Kalahari edition. I thank you all for listening. Again, if you want to be on any of the podcasts, just email thenerdballpodcast@gmail.com. Don't forget about the YouTube channel. Every week or 2, we get another subscriber, maybe 1 or 2 or 3. So let's keep creeping up there. And I'm just glad you listen and download and have feedback every once in a while. So keep doing that. Keep doing whatever you're doing for the podcast. Don't forget the big show on Thursday. Don't miss that episode. My daughter even interviewed these guests, so it was great as well. So that'll be out Thursday morning at 5 a.m. Eastern. So you Pacific people, when you wake up, it'll be ready to go in your feed for the first thing. Does anybody ever listen to the podcast when you guys are in the shower? I'm just speaking, or I'm conversating with somebody, or even this podcast. Are you listening right now in the shower? If you are, let me know. Let the podcast know. thenerdballpodcast@gmail.com. What do you do when you listen to this podcast? Cleaning, driving, I guess things that I do, work. Anyway, now I'm just rambling. So again, thank you. Always keep, what do I say? God, why do I mess this thing up so bad? I love you, and always keep learning.
Dear Jane, chances are you won't find the time to read this or respond, but I just want